So I'll talk more about that a bit later, but this is a bit about my journey. So I started working for a British heritage brand called English Eccentrics many years ago, and that was the beginning of my luxury fashion sort of journey. I very much loved working for this brand because I got to also meet some very special people and make a very special mark in the British brand of textiles and luxury print design. And we were visited by Princess Anne, as you can see from this photo, and that is actually me with the curly hair on the right, many years younger there, showing what we did with the placement print and the velvet, inspecting our products and every inch of the material to make sure it was of the highest possible quality. And then I moved on to living in Hong Kong after 5 years of working with that brand, and it was a completely new experience for me, where I got to find out about manufacturing from a completely different end of the scale and had to relearn an industry in a way, where you measured things in a different way. So I absorbed all that information and then started liaising with British designers in helping them join up their tailored supply chain so that they could have great factory sources that they could grow their brands with globally. And so that's what I was doing for many years until I became a mum. And that was a great honour. And these are my two girls. One is actually called Honor, and the one on the left is called Eva. And that took a lot of my attention for many years. But I was building a fashion brand called Forever Young in the luxury brand sector. And this was my best-selling dress and the best-selling colour, funnily enough. We didn't allow black in the collection, and so people had to choose a colour that was strongest for them, and this was one of the best, the emerald green, funnily enough. And then I got asked to do more and more consulting work for brands, and one of the brands that approached me was working on a new napkin collection for their restaurant group. And they wanted a new check napkin that they could be woven in the brand colours. So I embodied working with them, and that carried on for over the last 10 years in creating bespoke napkins, aprons, and luxury sort of uniforms for a completely new segment that I never expected, and that's what got me into hospitality design. And then we create core collections around the brand's signature style, and that's grown over the years. So it takes 7 seconds to make a first impression. So what I'm going to talk to you about is the top 3 problems that come up again and again in hospitality and uniform design. So the first one is poor identity and brand management, not really understanding your brand style and not giving it a strong enough identity that's harmonious with your brand. Number 2, poor engagement. So creating something that actually has a very strong negative effect on the wearer can have very poor engagement from the member of staff. And number 3, having poor fit and then bad performance of that product or garment. So why I bring this up is, and why I've shown you this picture of this poor gentleman is, do you want to empower your staff or do you want to shame them? Because by dressing them in something that is not smart and empowering, basically means they can't sell even a bottle of wine. And if you're putting someone in a premium environment, you need to give them premium style. So that's my point with creating a poor identity. And this was a very premium, high-end supermarket chain in the UK, actually. So I was very surprised that they did that. And the second area is, what do you want your first impression to say? Do you want it to be communicating with power, about your precision, about your elegance, about your attention to detail? Align your brand with your style, uniform style, with your brand values, and you will have a very powerful first impression created. then you are able to connect with your client much more powerfully, because you're mirroring their style, you're attracting the better quality client, but you're also making that client feel at home because they know they're in safe hands. And you can also empower your staff with practicality, making the clothing have high performance elements to it. That means they can move and work in every scenario. Your uniform has got to sell your brand, so make sure it's a strong first impression.